Hello, welcome to this episode of That Childfree Guy, and we are going to do 3 days in Paris. And this one is the top attractions. I'll be referencing the visitacity.com for Paris. I actually love these itineraries. They're pretty good, and I absolutely love to read about these places. Now, the one thing that I would let you know is you definitely want to get a Paris pass if you want to see absolutely everything. They will be, you can go and check it out a couple days, or even you can just buy it and then activate it when you get to Paris. So we're going to start our first day here. We got into our hotel. We had dinner the night before. We slept in. We're well rested. We went to a cafe on the way to our first stop, which is the Orsay Museum at 9:30 a.m. The Orsay Museum is the second visited museum in Paris, and should be paid a visit even if you have to miss all the other exams in Paris after the Louvre. Opened in 1986 facing the Seine, the Orsay Museum, Paris, is a beautiful renovated former train station which holds the world-famous collection of Impressionist and Post-Impressionist France's national collection of art, created in the years of 1848 to 1914. It has all the famous names, also the less known styles such as Symbolists, the Nabis, Pointillists, and Realists. Some of the Impressionist paintings you will find are by Monet, Pissarro, Renoir, Manet, and also Post-Impressionist works by Cézanne, Van Gogh, and more. You can join one of the English tours of the Orsay Museum, Paris, which are 90 minutes long, including an overview of the masterpieces of the Musée d'Orsay. At 4:15 p.m. or 6 p.m. on Thursday, you can get with a reduced entrance fee of €5.50. You can also save $2 if you get a combined €12 ticket. Why did I say dollars? That will get you into the Musée Rodin on the same day. Musée d'Orsay is closed on Monday. Our next place is the Hôtel des Invalides, which Paris, of course, is also known as Le Hôtel National des Invalides, which is the National Residence of Invalids in English. It's a complex of several buildings which contain French historical military museums and monuments. It resides at the southern end of a large lawn, the Esplanade des Invalides, and which separates Faubourg Saint-Germain from the area of the Eiffel Tower. The following are a part of the Eiffel Tower: Musée de l'Armée, Army Museum, and Napoleon's Tomb, the Dome Church. The Hôtel des Invalides in Paris also contains a hospital and a retirement home for war veterans, which was actually the building's original purpose. The buildings house the Musée de l'Armée, the military museum of the Army of France, which is the world's largest military museum and possibly one of the finest documentaries of man's self-destruction. It also hosts the Musée des Plans Reliefs and the Musée de l'Histoire Contemporaine. But, just as interesting, it hosts the burial of France's most famous war heroes, such as Napoleon Bonaparte, the man a lot of French people even today consider the nation's greatest and most significant war hero in the history of France. Standing near the Hôtel des Invalides, or Invalides maybe, Paris South will show you the Église Saint-Louis de l'Invalide, which was previously used by soldiers, and of course, not to be missed, the Église de Dôme, which with its beautiful and shiny golden dome is perhaps one of the best preserved monuments of Louis XIV. Now it's 1 o'clock and we're walking 8 minutes to the Rodin Museum. Although officially a museum and not one of the Paris parks, it is one of the best and unarguably one of the most pleasant cultural experiences that Paris has to offer, and a great Paris museum. Perhaps not one of Paris kids attractions, but this one is one of Paris's best gardens to go with the kids since the sculpture. Yeah, we ain't doing that. Rodin, while living in Paris, used Hôtel Biron as his workshop from 1908 and gave the entire collection he held of. Although today Rodin may be considered by many as the father of modern sculpture, when he first represented his works, he was actually classified vulgar. The Rodin Museum Paris today holds the most important works of Rodin, such as The Kiss, The Thinker, The Gates of Hell, and are displayed inside the building, while the well-known sculptures are displayed in the garden. And of course, a trip to Paris will not be complete without the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower, one of the must-sees in Paris, cannot be missed from any spot while walking around in the city. It was built by French engineer Gustave Eiffel, who was already famous at the time for building bridges. He spent several years building the Eiffel Tower as a monument for the World Exhibition in 1889, although today it is without doubt one of the most recognizable monuments in Europe, one that can be compared to the Statue of Liberty in New York, the Big Ben in London, and the Taj Mahal in India. It was not supposed to be permanent when it was introduced. After the Eiffel Tower was built, it faced a lot of criticism from Paris' artistic and literary elite. The fact is that the tower was almost torn down sometime in 1909, while the only reason it was eventually kept was due to its ability to provide a perfect platform for transmitting antennas. Slowly, the Eiffel Tower became a permanent part of Paris view, settling in the hearts of Parisians as a symbol of Paris, providing it with the most beautiful and famous skyline during the evening. It is possible to climb up the stairs as far as the third floor. Going up to the top is possible only by elevator. From the top of the Eiffel Tower, Paris, at 1,050 feet or 320 meters, it is very romantic, especially in the evening. And let me also tell you, it is very loud up there. You may be up there, but the wind is cray. And also, I walked up the 660 steps up to the Eiffel Tower to the second floor. It was fun though. I enjoy it. And then we're going to go on a river cruise up the majestic Seine and see how Paris' famous sights are revealed from a new perspective. This cruise comes free with the Paris Pass. From the water, it is possible to see the bridges and monuments of Paris as you can never hope to from land. This hour-long cruise delivers spectacular and hidden views of this magnificent city. An informative and historical and cultural commentary is available in English, and on-board guides occasionally take the microphone to inform Paris visitors about current events, exhibits, and festivals. And then we will go to the Arc de Triomphe to close out our first day. One of the most popular attractions in Paris, inspired by Rome's Arch of Titus, the Arc de Triomphe is located in Paris in the world's largest traffic roundabout and is the biggest and tallest triumphal arc, about 49 meters or 161 feet high and 44 meters, 144 feet wide. Arc de Triomphe is located 2 kilometers northwest from the Place de la Concorde, in the middle of the well-known and extremely busy Place Charles de Gaulle, or better known to Parisians as Place de l'Étoile. This 161-foot triumphal arch was commissioned by Napoleon in 1806 to honor his imperial victories, but it is only 20 years late after he died that the Arc de Triomphe was finished in 1836. Some important events took place under the Great Arc de Triomphe. The great state funeral, for one, was of Victor Hugo. His coffin was placed in 1885 here while many Parisians came to pay their last respect. On the other hand, some of France's most humiliating moments are also related to this place, notably in 1871 and 1940. The sights of German troops walking under the arch are not to be forgotten by the French people. An important tip: do not cross the square in order to reach it, as it is Paris's busiest circuit, and this is either dangerous or practically impossible. Instead, use the easily accessible underground passage. And that concludes day 1 of our itinerary. And I'm bushed already from reading this, so you're going to have to come back for day 2. So we're going to be starting out at an interesting place, so why don't you tune in next week for that? And let us enjoy this beautiful time of child-free travel. See you soon.